You know, I should really try and remember to click on the game again so that it doesn't have reduced FPS. It's not as apparent because there's not that much movement except for the waterfalls, but I should try and remember to do that. Anyway, let's get back to it. Need to head over here and catch that Spriggan, or whatever they call it. Gotta find that rock that Vanna was looking for. Okay, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's gonna be on top of here, on to the right, where I can't go. Yep, gonna probably have to go all the way around. Yep. Right? Oh, there it is. I think there might have been an entrance over there, I just missed it. Okay, is it gonna be up here, or did I walk around there for nothing? Looks like I walked around there for nothing. Oh well. There it is. Just barely missed it. Okay. Now let's head on back. Or, not back. Let's head up there. What was this place? What did Vanna say this was called? Right, that. Which I wasn't gonna remember anyway. Thought I had a different name. Okay, gang. The problem with the present is vexing enough without adding the old Azem into question. And she wonders why these lines upon my brow grow deeper, when she herself wields the hammer and chisel. Understandable. The Azims, both mentor and student, are a force to be reckoned with. I find them a delight, personally. Of course he would. And they have a habit of making emet-selch look as if he bit down on a sour grape. Yeah, that sounds about right. Our last searcher returns, and I'm afraid the Aureus no longer had the crystal, nor was able to find it as I followed in its wake. I don't suppose you fared any better. Oh, well, I just may be certain. Maybe I have. The crystal. Well done. Wonderful. Now I can focus on your tale without that missing concept nagging at my mind. Have you always had a knack for finding things? I've often been asked to do so. Traveling and searching go hand in hand. Oh, you too. Some of us seem destined to always be searching, for ourselves and for others. Long ago, when I held the seat of Azem, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journeys has lessened considerably since I entrusted the position to my whimsical successor. Yet I'm still eager to come running, and should an old acquaintance or new interest require my personal attention. That is what brings me to Elpis, in fact. Many times has my presence been requested. My opinions sought concerning the habitat of this or that creation. Agreeing to help locate that missing crystal was a minor distraction, which now promises to become a major revelation. How strange and wonderful it is the way that one thing leads to another, wouldn't you agree? Why, yes, I would. The problem, yeah, we read this. As I'm supposed to, yeah, we read that. Okay, Vanna, what's next? A past, not yet come to pass. Vanna is in a cheerful mood. That seems like her default state. Thank you again for your timely help. Now then, 'tis time I returned to the stolen property. If you would go ahead to my accommodation, I will join you as soon as I have attended to that task. Follow the path straight ahead to the building at the top of the slope. I have the entire place to myself, so we can speak without fear of being disturbed or overheard. Yeah, probably wouldn't be best if we were overheard when we start discussing this. Also, I've been eyeing these things this whole conversation. What the heck are these? I consider it essential to exchange ideas with my colleagues regarding my observations work. Without such external stimulation, one has a tendency to lose the forest for the trees, so to speak. I always feel so much better after taking a short respite to converse and debate with my associates. Okay. I thought you were going to talk about those green things. Alright, let's get up here and yeah, let's go ahead and do the aetheryte first. Don't want to forget this. Alright then, let's head up here to Vanna's place. Is it gonna be inside? Yeah, there we go. You needn't be nervous around Vanna. Those white robes mark her as one of the fair and impartial reasoning. One is fair and impartial reasoning. Aside from the emissary Elidibus, such garb is worn only by those who have stepped down from public office to serve as advisors. Whatever you have to say, she will listen without judgment. Yes, this will be far more comfortable than interrogating you on the side of the road. Thanks, Emmett. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please, make yourself at home while I put on some tea. This is gonna be good.
A wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
So there's this thing happens, and then you become Hydaelyn, and Elidibus becomes Zodiark, and then it all leads to me culminating in killing Emmett. Calamity called the final days has befallen the world. The world has been sundered, broken into shards. Mankind is forced to flee the star. Let's do the first one.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
That is the beginning. Yep, telling him everything.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanna?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course. but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future, whence she came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
True. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which she must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Yeah, why? Yeah, this isn't
Hardly
quite
any.
making sense.
But we do have one immutable fact.
Yep, I'm right here.
If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Yeah, you did.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman. To
Emmett, please.
sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory. Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable? Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Emmett, please.
Emet-selch! Wait!
I mean, it's understandable.
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
There was this emotion force or whatever it was called that I forgot the name of. Yeah, Dynamis. Hermes and Meteon are somehow involved. I'm still trying to make sense. Yes, Dynamis is the key to all this.
Ah yes, the energy distinct from ether. Though not my field, I have a basic understanding of Dynamis. And you say Hermes researched the phenomenon in the course of creating Meteon? Yes, I believe this warrants further investigation. With that settled, 'tis time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. Now suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest. Have faith. If Emet-selch is the man Azum described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Oh, I'm sure hope we haven't. Elvina, what are we gonna do now? Shall we begin our investigation then? I'm acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor received by the chief overseer of Elphis. Of the man himself, I know only that which is common knowledge. Thus, I suggest we fall back on the tried and true method of conversing with the locals. The observers who live here can surely tell us more of Hermes and Meteon, and I have a good idea of where we might begin. Well, I'm glad you do, because I sure don't. Okay, now hold on. Let me look where the aether currents are for this area. Okay, so there was apparently one right at the entrance that I completely missed. So let's go get that. There's apparently one literally like right here. Right? Or did I get this one already? Northeast, okay. Yeah, it should be like right here, according to the map. Or did I get this one already? This is too far. South, okay, oh, there it is. Yeah, this definitely wasn't in view. Okay, let's see, where's the next one? Northwest, okay. Let's head on over there. That should be like right over here, according to the map. Probably up on that platform. Aether currents are enough work to make me feel like I actually did something, versus like just getting flying. But they aren't too annoying that I would be frustrated having to deal with it. Like a WoW flying grind. Okay, let's see, where is it? Up here? Yeah, south. Should be like right up here. There it is. That's where I thought it would be. Okay, where's the next one? North. Yeah, that one's a little too far. That's on the other platform. But there's two more in this area, right? Yeah. One is at the very south area, and then one is, I think, over where we're headed. Well, not quite. Let's just go talk to Vanad now. There she is. See you the woman standing in front of yonder building? Her name is Ismene. She is the one who made arrangements for me to for my stay in Elpis, and from what I recall, she has held her position here for quite some time. Chances are she can provide us with some insights. Go ahead and ask your questions. I will help with drawing out answers if need be, but I leave the choice of topic up to you. Okay. Hello there. Questions for me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. Following scenes cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel a pending duty finder. Yeah, sure. Greetings, Ismene. My friend here is... You know, I knew I still had it on, but my brain didn't register that I needed to turn it off. Certainly, Mistress Vana. Anything to be of service. What do you wish to know? What kind of person is Hermes? Well, I can only answer from my own experiences, but I would describe him as a quiet man, reserved you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as chief overseer. The man is a walking archive when it comes to life forms. He can discuss any species in incredible detail and is the leading authority on concepts with the power of flight. I hope that answers your question. Was there anything else? How long has Meteon been here? Do you know of Meteon's abilities? I cannot rightly say. As the chief's personal creation, Meteon has not been subjected to observation and study like other concepts. Yeah, I think I should have done the other way. So one day she was simply there. And what do you make of her abilities? Yeah, that's kind of what I realized that was the right answer after I did it, but whatever. I understand that she is a highly unusual familiar, able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. My apologies. I wish I could explain her nature in more depth, but I've not had the occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. Do you wish you knew him better? Do you trust him? Let's see. Yeah, let's do trust him. Knew him better is a little weird. No, got it wrong. Oh well. I beg your pardon. I've known Chief Hermes for many years, though I cannot say we are close. He has never withheld information to the detriment of our duties, if that is what you mean. Forgive us, we seem to have veered slightly off course here. Is there perhaps someone else who could tell us more about Meteon? That would be Timalos. He has a similar expertise with flying concepts, and is more than eager to discuss the subject. You'll find him conducting his observations at the banks of the stream, somewhere to the east. Oh, and, unless you take particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise. We shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight. Think nothing of it. If there is aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Come, Brillian. I think we've taken enough of Ismene's time. Yeah, it doesn't really matter if I get the wrong answers, or do the wrong questions, but it'd be nice if I get them right on my first try. Our investigation is off to a fine start, wouldn't you agree? From here, I propose that we split up. I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers. If you could track down the colleague Ismene mentioned. While I did feel compelled to interject once or twice during that previous conversation, you seem more than capable of drawing forth the answers you seek. All I ask is that you watch your footing around the stream. We can meet back here once you've finished speaking with this Timaeus. Okay, but I don't know how you expect me to find him. Maybe I should use my very convenient quest marker on the map. What map? Nothing. he gonna be over here? Well, I would assume so. Yep, there he is. Hello, Timaios. Yes, I am Timaios. But please, keep your voice down. You'll startle the birds. Following cannot be skipped. Yeah. So, what is it you wish to speak about? Is it true you're an expert in flying creations? What do you think of Chief Hermes' flying creations? Yeah, let's ask him about that first. A fellow enthusiast, are you? Well, settle in and we can discuss the finer points of this fascinating craft. My deep abiding love of avian artistry can be traced back to when I was but a young boy, stricken by the transcendent beauty of the glorious golden-feathered creature my father had designed. It was then and there that I vowed that one day to surpass that masterpiece. Flying creations are amazing. Mice launch into an unstoppable, yeah. And thus I am rumbling on and being very annoying. And did you have any other questions? An abridged recounting of events, as was doubtless to your disappointment. Is there any specific part you would like me to expound upon? No, please. You were hoping for your opinion on Chief Hermes' creations, and why didn't you say so? These beings which soar through the clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets the Chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Birds that climb so high that they disappear from view, others that traverse the boundless skies in moments, and all without riding the currents. I know of none save he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. Why not mimic his process? Meteon too is a marvel, then. My opinion on that matter would be superficial at best. Despite my admiration for Meteon as a concept, I've never delved too deeply into the inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift for communicating via emotions, but otherwise her abilities are a mystery to me. If Chief Hermes should choose to submit Meteon's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, then will the design of be registered for public scrutiny? Analyzing a colleague's creation before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Of course, if he came to me, a fellow artisan looking for advice, that would be an entirely different story. Do you know of Dynamis and Entelechis? I could tell you more about Meteon's— No, let's not do that. Dynamis and Entelechis? Those terms too sound vaguely familiar. Was there not a flower made here in Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence in interest? No, not really. Then why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you sought my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. Now, I really must be making more observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to. Did I do that right? And it looks like it doesn't matter. Alright then, let's head back to Vana. Wonder what she was able to find anything, because I didn't feel like we really learned much from this guy. Ah, good timing. I finished my own investigations not long ago. So, have you found any new findings to share? I mean, the guy didn't seem to know very much. I see. Even an expert in the field had little understanding of Meteon's capabilities, let alone an awareness of Dynamis. My questions resulted in much the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view Meteon as his personal project, and could provide no details beyond those which you just told me. Which leads me to believe that the only person with any significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we've made some progress here, but more information is needed if we are to reach any definitive conclusion. Witness to the spectacle, Vina is musing over your recent findings. At present, the strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Dynamis, and the emet-selch which can control it. Yet most scholars are only vaguely aware of these terms, let alone study them in any depth, except for Hermes, it seems. Thus, I'm inclined to stay our current course and learn all we can about the Chief Overseer and his familiar. And on that subject, was there aught else of note you can tell me about Meteon, aside from her unorthodox method of communication? There are more like her. She has sisters. She and her sisters were created to journey the stars in search for intelligent life. Wait, does he know that something's gonna happen and now he's searching? Wait, what? I rather wish you had mentioned that earlier. In any event, would you care to elaborate? Yeah, that seems kind of important. So these siblings of hers now traveled the great expanse in search of a deeper meaning. Thank you. Though the mystery at hand remains unsolved, I feel you've touched upon a vital clue. One we should keep in mind as we continue. Next, I propose we take ourselves to the PK. Now, not far from here, just follow the path to the west. Okay, and then there's an aether current over there, so we'll go ahead and grab that on the way. Yep, directly to the west, and I'm turning the wrong direction. Probably going to be over in that area. I think that's actually where we need to go. Yeah, southwest, okay. It's going to be like right here. Just my guess. Can I go up here? Nope. Gotta go around. Let's get the aether current first. It's gonna be right over here around where they put the flag. Right? There it is. And the last one's on the north side, I believe. Yeah, the northeast. So it's like right around here. We'll check that out later, because we're gonna end up probably heading over in this direction. So that we can go to the next island. Yeah, that's an emet-selch. Oh no. That would be a bit weird. Okay, Vina. What are we doing here exactly? This tower and the one further along are part of the PK, the facility where they archive all of Elpis's observational and testing records. Despite how they appear from the outside, the interior is actually a vast array of magically interconnected spaces, which, while fascinating, is not the reason we are here, is it? I shall cut my architectural lesson short, and see what those two archivists have to share. If you could find someone to speak with over at the other tower, I shall join you there anon. Okay. Sounds good to me. Hello, Mr. Archivist. Archivist, whatever. Do you have questions for me? Certainly. Just a moment while I conclude my current appointment. Indeed. So if you could provide a comprehensive log of those behaviors, we should have sufficient data for our official records. Now, what was it you wished to speak to me about? The Chief Overseer's personal research project, and by that I assume you mean Meteon? Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher trailed by one creation or another. I'm afraid I cannot tell you exactly when Meteon appeared, only that she is now spends much of her time at Chief Hermes' side. Although, I do recall an interesting tale my dearest Galeen shared with me. Galeen is my partner and fellow researcher here in Elpis. She was returning late one night when she caught sight of Chief Hermes sending Meteon heavensward, a host of them. For several days, she would speak of that scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles she had ever witnessed. That sounds like a story I want to hear. Mistress Vana, I thought you had already returned to the surface. Permit me to thank you again for your invaluable contribution to our concept placement proposal. Pray do not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave after that task, but I have since become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Would you favor me with retelling this sight which so delighted your Galeen? Of course. Or you can hear it from her lips directly, if you prefer. At present, she should be observing a subject at MT. She does enjoy her time there, watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters of the world's oceans, recreated in such sublime detail. I imagine you must find similar joy in indulging your boundless curiosity, Mistress Vana. Even those such purists must continuously and regretfully delay your return to the star. Indeed they do. 'Tis a rest well-deserved and long overdue, I should think. How greatly have we prospered for the wisdom you accumulated during your travels as a Zem. And what would Elpis be without your early academic work? The theories you developed served as the basis of many techniques still in use today. Man is a creature of contemplation, but none embody the nature with as much enduring passion as you. I dare say there is not a soul alive more worthy of a return. I shall rejoice the day you depart on your final journey. I will be honored. Well, shall we take the opportunity to meet with Galeen in person? Sure. Then allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. I will take you up to the skyward and spare you the need to avoid hostile concepts on the ground. That would be most helpful, thank you. The other archivists said not we hadn't already heard, but this story of Galeen sounds promising. I've opened the path to the skyway. Once you've passed through the door, simply walk straight across to the next tower and ask for admittance upon the upper tier. Upon arriving at the upper tier, walk straight across the skyway, and you will find yourself at the entrance to the MT. Galeen will be eager to share her tale with you, I am sure. Well, this does sound interesting. Oh, that's pretty easy. I didn't realize it would take us up here. Well, yeah, let's go talk to Galeen. Oh wait, not yet. He said we gotta go through the door. The tower ahead is still part of the PK. We will need to ask for passage through the upper tier. Mistress Vana, just passing through. Then allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there is always an observer or two out on the upper skyway. Alright, let's keep going. Kind of a long walk. There we go. Is that Galeen? Nope. Or is it Galeen? That door leads into the Thalasus. Thalassai. But perhaps we can trouble this person for assistance when finding Galeen. Mistress Vana, I was not told to expect. We would have prepared an official welcome. Please, there is no need for fanfare. I only wish to speak with Galeen, if that might be arranged. Yes, Galeen, of course. I will inform her immediately. Ah, but she may be engaged in testing phase. You could be in for something of a wait. Should I let her know your business is urgent? That won't be necessary. This is a lovely view. Will keep us occupied until she is ready to receive us.
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view. What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place?
As beautiful as ever. Some parts, yes. Others, not so much. Sure, as beautiful as ever.
I swear I could hear the glimmer in your eyes and the adoration in your voice. While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures? Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans. But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveler. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account.
Story time with Vana. I'm not complaining.
Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it. Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue.
Yep.
To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart. Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word. As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind? Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe. We too are miracles, each and every one of us. born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity. When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done. A passion swelled within me, an epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true, and a presence without, immense yet intimate, fate perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. As reassuring as it was intimidating, how keenly aware I became of creation's fragility, built as it is upon precarious happenstance. I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath. I ventured forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new, and so beautiful. Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people, beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning, and my purpose, my love. And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. The moment she can let go and walk unto the end. Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way. You, who are our future, tell me this, and tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
I guess.
Pray forgive my lateness.
Oh, come on.
My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, I did. 'Twas in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone. Like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling. But then another shot up, then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate. And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Metea, rather. There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now, though. He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Interesting. Wait, which isle is this?
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you.
Oh, that would be helpful.
Please.
Well, that was pretty interesting. And of course, it cuts off right when we're gonna say, we're gonna answer Vana. So, another piece of the puzzle falls into place. From what we've learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes hasn't been revealing the details of his research to others, which suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or that Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final days. Since we have no reason yet to suspect the former, we shall consider the latter the more likely possibility. Proceeding under that assumption, our next step should be the divine. Why, or even if he might desire such a terrible fate for our star.